What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Before we get started, please excuse my voice. I'm unfortunately going through a bit of a cold, so I'm not feeling too great, but the game must go on and I want to do the predictions and recap as usual. So let's get cracking with it. Another exciting weekend of rugby. It's just this competition for me is one of the toughest to predict. 1 minute you think your team's going to do well, then the next minute they don't do well, and then it's like a back and forth, but it's great. It means the rugby's close. But New Zealand obviously clearly dominating, as we've seen. South Africa's not doing too bad. Australia have their moments, but unfortunately they're not looking strong. As for the Jaguars, they are really surprising us and looking like a great team that are just coming right, which is great to see. And Sunwolves, they give a fight every now and then, but unfortunately they still aren't able to pick up a win. So let's recap quickly the last week's results. The first game we had on Friday was the Hurricanes versus the Sunwolves. Hurricanes clearly dominating that one, 43-15. Vince scoring 2 tries, Julian Savio scoring 1, Geordie Barrett, Brad Shields, and a couple other boys, as well as Geordie and Bowden kicking their kicks over. So great effort from the Hurricanes, showing dominance. They've got a fantastic rugby team with some outstanding players. So good win for them, and very well deserved. They're a strong team showing pure dominance in New Zealand rugby. If we look at the Stormers versus the Rebels, this was a good game. Stormers picked up a good win against the Rebels. I'm impressed to see that they scored 4 tries, which is impressive. JJ Engelbrecht scoring 2, Dylan Lates, Damien Delander scoring 1 as well. So good stuff. And then Damien Willems converting his points, which was great to see. 34-18 was the score. Melbourne Rebels picking up 2 tries as well. And it's a good effort from them, but unfortunate loss for the Rebels in that one, but a good win for the Stormers. So hopefully their form can continue, because there's a lot of controversy that I've been reading with Robbie Fleck and people wanting him fired. Some don't, some do. He's obviously said he's going to see out the end of his contract, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. The Reds versus the Lions. This was the shock of the weekend for me. The Reds clear dominant at the start, scoring all the points, and then the Lions coming back, showing strength. I don't know what the hell happened to that team, but they've showed good fight back. But this was a game I really saw the Lions winning. I mean, the Reds are here and about and having ups and downs, but I didn't expect them to beat the Lions convincingly like that. Obviously, they came back and scored 22 points, but Herbert, that was a shock for me. George Smith picking up a try, the legend he is, JP Smith, a few other players for the Lions, Marnus Kuman and Malcolm Marks, both boys scoring 2 tries. But Yankees, if you kicked those kicks over, guys, I think we could have seen a different result. I'm not going to blame him, but he definitely cost them as well. But the Lions need to just wash this off, and whatever they did in that second half, they need to bring that in the next game, because that's a worry factor to see a team like that just get totally dominated. But good comeback. Blues versus the Jaguars. This was a very exciting game. I enjoy watching this one, and I'm happy for the Jaguars. I feel sorry for the Blues, because they're obviously going through a hell of a lot of injuries, and this is obviously setting them back. And I feel for Tano Umanga, because I think a lot of people are wanting him to be sacked, but I think we all need to take into account, we all know injuries aren't easy and they do not help a team. But credit where credit is due, and that is Jaguars. Good win, first win in New Zealand, beating a New Zealand team. So congratulations to the Jaguars. I know there are a few Argentines here, so well done to your team. That was truly outstanding stuff. So good victory for them. Brumbies versus the Crusaders. This was closer than I thought. I thought that the Crusaders could have picked up more points, but good little effort from the Brumbies. But they're continuing their bad form. I do not know what's going on. We've got a predictions game in South Africa called Super Rugby, and I picked the Crusaders by 16 points, but I pressed the wrong button, and I said Brumbies. I'm the only one. I don't know if you guys can see the graph here. That's me on the Brumbies side, yeah. Rookie error, but it happens. If we look at the Vodacom Bulls versus the Highlanders, this was also a cracking game. Very tight, very close. Good effort from the teams. I thought the Bulls might have just had it in them. I know I didn't predict them to win, but there were stages there where they definitely showed strength, determination, and had the momentum to win. But unfortunately for them, they didn't. Aaron Smith picking up a try, and obviously the penalties costing the Bulls as well. Andre Pollard scoring a try and converting his conversions, which good to see. I think he's looking good. Definite contender for the Springbok jersey. And after watching Yankees the other day, the other day, I think Andre Pollard's the favourite. So good effort. If we look at the two conferences, the top of the log for Australia is Waratahs, and then obviously followed by the Rebels. New Zealand, Crusaders and Hurricanes taking the top there. And then the Lions and the Jaguars are in the South African conference. So, Sherbet. And the Sharks are at the bottom. Crikey, that's not good. Anyway, there are a few games still to play, so hopefully they will bounce back. But an exciting weekend and with a few shocks, which is great. So let's go to the predictions for this weekend. Huge stake on the Jaguars. Unfortunately, as much as I like the Jaguars and respect the way they're playing at the moment, I just don't see them beating the Chiefs. Chiefs have a good team. They've been on a good trot. Obviously, they lost 2 games back, but they've been winning, picking up good results. Jaguars are on a 3-game win, so who knows? Could they shock us? Wouldn't be a bad thing, because it's great for rugby. No disrespect to New Zealand, of course. But I'm going Chiefs by more than 10 points on that one. Rebels versus Crusaders. The Rebels started off so well, but they've gone 4 losses in a row. They're playing against the top team, New Zealand. And they're on a 4 to 5 match winning streak. So for me, guys, personally, I'm going Crusaders to win that one by also more than 10 points. I think the Rebels will give them a fight. It's obviously in Australia. But I just see the Crusaders being the stronger team on that one. Waratahs versus Blues. This is going to be a very good game. Blues are obviously weak. They need to pick up they need to pick up a win. They obviously have their injuries, so they got their problems. Whereas we look at the Waratahs, they lost their previous game, but they were on a good 4-game winning streak. But could the Waratahs bounce back and maybe pick up a victory? We will have to wait and see on that one. I'm going to go Waratahs by 7 points. Again, it's going to be tight and close. And why I say 7, I just think maybe a last-minute try just to get that last point over. So Waratahs for me there. Hurricanes versus the Lions. This is going to be a good game too. Strong teams. Lions having quite a shocker of a game last week. Obviously coming back, so hopefully that confidence will help them. But for me personally, I'm going Hurricanes for the win, also by more than 10 points. Sorry, Lions, but I just see the Hurricanes with those players, Geordie Barrett, Bowden Barrett, all those blokes, they just, to me, are just a bit stronger. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping for a shock for South Africa's sake, but I'm going Hurricanes to win that one. Then, a very good South African derby. Forgive me for the one bloke who minded me, but I don't care. It's my channel. The Stormers versus the Bulls. This is an awesome derby to watch. It's so much aggression within these supporters, but it's exciting to watch. Stormers versus Bulls. This is a tough one. Bulls are looking good. Bulls are looking strong. They obviously just lost to the Highlanders, but they are a very good New Zealand team. Stormers are very unpredictable. 1 minute they're good, 1 minute they're bad. So it's very hard to predict. But I'm going to go with the Bulls in this one by more than 5 points. It is an away game. They are at Newlands, but I just see the Bulls being the stronger team. They're looking good. They're looking improved. And I think they could just do it against the Stormers. Sorry to my mates and my father who support the Stormers. And the Sharks are back in action, but against the Highlanders. So this is going to be a tough game for them. Highlanders coming up with a close victory. Obviously, Sharks having their moments too. They won their last game, but they just haven't been the strongest team as I've known them to be. On paper, they've got a great team. On coaching staff, they've got a great coaching staff. But New Zealand team, I just see them winning this one. I was wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. I was right last week. But could I be right? I'm going to go Highlanders by 5, hoping I am wrong. But what a weekend of rugby. What a weekend we had. What a weekend we're going to have. Super Rugby at its best. True excitement. To those guys who said it's dead, it's not dead. It is exciting. It is, the momentum's here, and it's exciting to watch. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Again, excuse my voice. I'm not feeling well, but I had to get out a video for you guys today. As usual, comment down below who's going to win. Who are your favourites for this weekend's games? And too early to say. Who do you think is going to win the championship? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can keep up to date with all future rugby videos. So much rugby still to come. We've got internationals next month. So much is coming. So hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed it, give it a like too, please. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.